Hi everyone, my name is Wendy Wilkes and I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Louisiana, and I've been a licensed realtor for a little under 3 years. Now between then and now, most of my clients have been sellers. So I'm here today to give you a few sellers tips that you can suggest to your sellers that will help them to prepare their homes. Or if you're a seller watching, you can follow these tips and they will help you sell your home in a quicker time. So when I have someone reach out to me and express that they're thinking about selling their home, I first set up an appointment to meet with them to go over the process as well as tour their home. To this listing appointment, I bring with me a listing packet, which does include all of the forms they will have to sign, from the listing agreement to the agency disclosures, property disclosures, wire fraud, affiliated, whatever is recommended by your brokerage. I include a printout of these forms. And I do this because within the coming days, I'm going to be sending them all these forms to electronically sign. I want them to be familiar with them. I want to go over the forms with them in person at this meeting so that when I send to them to sign, they know what they're signing and they're not confused and they don't feel rushed. I next bring with me a few printouts from the MLS of recently sold comparable properties. I do this because I want them to see what the properties in their neighborhood have recently sold for. I make sure that I also print out those photos because I also want them to see the differences between their home and these properties. It's very important for your sellers to understand that any additional spaces and features will differentiate in price. For example, pools, office space, movie theater rooms, any bonus room, or recent upgrades will cause a comparable to have a higher price. Even though a price is a price and appraisers use recently sold comps, if another home up the street had over 60% of the home recently renovated and the home that you're viewing that day has not been renovated in the past 10 years, you want your seller to be realistic that the price your comp sold for was a reflection of the spaces, the features, and recent upgrades that that home had. I may find an exact comp as far as bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage, but let's say the home has a pool. Of course, that home likely sold for more than what we're gonna list this home for. And that's just an example. So I do make sure that I explain the differences between their home and the comparables that were pulled if I need to. So try to pull your comps as close as what you can to the property. But if you have some trouble or there's not exactly the perfect comp available, just make sure your sellers understand the difference between their home and the property that you're showing them, and they will understand why you're suggesting a slightly lower price. At any point, if we cannot come to an agreement on what the listing price should be, I then suggest that one of the most accurate ways, the most accurate way for them to determine what a good listing price for their home would be, would to actually get an appraisal. In this case, I usually refer to appraisers. I give them their names and phone numbers, or I leave it up to them. They don't have to take my suggestion for an appraiser. Sometimes they're just random. I have no affiliation with appraisers, but I give them the referral just to help them out and get them moving along in the process. At this meeting, I also discuss the preparations of the home for listing photos and showings. I give them tips. I walk around the house. One of the first things that I mention is to declutter. Decluttering meaning your counters in your bathrooms and your kitchen should be as clear as possible. You want a potential buyer to walk through the space and imagine themselves living there. You want to have clear counters. You don't want them filled with kitchen appliances or mail or just anything taking up space unnecessarily. The second thing I ask them to do is depersonalize the home. This includes taking any personal photos, diplomas, certificates, anything with a picture or a name to remove it from being seen by any potential buyers. I do this for privacy purposes. I don't trust anyone out there without reason. So having your public record out there that your home address is for sale is enough for me. I don't believe in leaving anything personal out, not mail, not photos, not certificates or diplomas. I ask that they will remove all of these. Another important tip that I like to give my sellers is let there be light. This means replace any burned out light bulbs, open the blinds, make sure they're clean, and pull back the curtains. One of the most loved features about a home when someone walks in the kitchen is the amount of light that it has. Do not present your home to be this closed, dark, shady space. You want to have a lot of light. You want to have a lot of sunlight. Trust me, it works every time. So do not be afraid to pull back those curtains, open those blinds, and let there be light. Lastly, I let my sellers know if it has a door and it opens, we're going in. So as a buyer's agent, because I've worked with many buyers as well, we open doors. We go in refrigerators, we go in cabinets, we go in closets. I will crawl in an attic space if they want me to let them know how much attic there is up there. I will climb up there and I will find out. So just make sure if there is something that you're a little questionable about before you jam in all those boxes and you've cleared other spaces and you stored away some things, lock it up. If it's a shed, if it's an attic, if it's a cabinet, if it's a refrigerator, whatever it is, linen closet, we're going in. We are going in your space because my seller wants to see what it looks like. They want to see how much space they have to store their Christmas decorations. They want to see how much space is in the backyard shed to store a lawnmower. Could they turn that shed into something else? Whatever it is, whatever the thought, whatever the reason, we're going in. So remember to clean your spaces. Keep in mind we're going in. Let there be light. Declutter, depersonalize. You cannot go wrong with these tips. I thank you for watching this video today. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you've enjoyed the tips, and feel free to follow me on Instagram. Handles below. Thank you. Have a good day.